In the previous two videos, we created the user interface for a musical game, and we wrote code to play a tune that lights up the panels. The third video, this one, will address how we can check the player's response once a tune has been played. And it essentially consists of a dialogue between the sprites that represented by the colored blocks and the check player response procedure. When I click the square, it not only plays a note, it now sets the value of a variable named color to the color of the square. I set check color to false, telling the procedure to wait until a square has been touched. When I press the square, it not only sets the value of the color variable, it also sets the check color variable to true, meaning a square has been pressed, so check to see whether my answer is correct. The way this is done is by set color to green, that is the color of the square, and then set check color to true, meaning it's time to check my response. And the other three squares have similar codes, except they set the color to the color of the particular square that they represent. So if I go back to the code block, the code sprite, where the main script is, I now have a way of checking to see whether a procedure is the right color or not. The way I do that is I compare the response that's recorded in the color variable to the item on the list. So the first time through the loop, I look at item 1 on the list and I find that the response should be yellow. So let's try running the procedure. So I now set the check color to false, and I'm waiting for a response. Now when I click the yellow square, I find that that's the correct answer because the second item on the list is yellow. However, when I click the next square, if I click blue instead of green, it's going to find that this is not the right color, doesn't match up with the second item in the list, and that will end the game. If I run the procedure and go all the way through the squares in the correct order, yellow, green, blue, blue, red, then I win the game and play the sound. You win. So now I need to combine the two procedures that we've developed, play tune and check player's response, into the play game procedure. Now when I click the green flag, it will play the tune and then wait for my response. In most games, the sequence gets increasingly difficult. So an extension of the procedure might be to add additional notes if the player gets the first notes correct. You could also envision different interfaces. For example, you could have a piano keyboard instead of the squares and play notes and see if the player could recreate that on the piano keyboard. Once the basic concept is understood, the number of musical games and variety of different ways this might be approached is endless.